Is this better? Am I still muted? Oh. Oh, welcome guys to episode 7. I swear I clicked the button. I guess I didn't mute it, so the whole time I could have been saying something.
All right.
7 of Town Hall. I am your host Zoya. This is a Heroes of the Storm podcast. Let's get started with introducing the guest, the man who will be leaving the show next week and starting a Goat Simulator podcast. It's Solid Jake. How you doing, man?
So Goat Simulator is actually one of the most wonderful games. I haven't played it, but I've been watching streams. I'm gonna go pro. So yes, I'm definitely jumping ship. No, I'm not. I'm great. I've been playing a ton of Melee and Heroes when my computer is not crapping itself, but it's alive. The show is live. And we're here with episode 7.
Good to hear. Corey, how you doing, man? You're looking as bald as ever.
Oh yes. I'm doing good. Tons of heroes this week. Good stuff. Tons of fun.
Tons? You're barely level, like, what, 16? Tons.
Almost
this guy.
20, actually. Almost
This guy. He's funny.
Okay, hey, not everyone's 40 here. Okay.
And the other guest is shit. The other guest is Sham too, but moving on, let's talk about Heroes of the Storm.
It almost sounded like you were going to say something completely different. My other guest is shit. Anyway, I'm going to interject here because
Go ahead.
I deserve an introduction. Hi, everybody.
That's Kevin, guys. Say hi.
That's all I had.
Oh, goddamn, Jake. Oh, that's glorious. We have a great show planned for you guys. We have lots of beautiful new information to talk about. As I cut Kevin off because shut up.
That's fair.
That's fair.
It's okay. I'm going to be over talking everybody anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's jump into our first topic. April Fool's was today. We have our first Heroes of the Storm stuff going out for April Fool's. Pajamather and Hogger, which both make me sad that they're April Fool's jokes.
So I'm just gonna say I really hope a Jamather is an actual skin, maybe not a character. But if that's not a skin, I'm gonna be mad.
It's guaranteed. Look how much effort they put into that.
Yeah,
because it has to be.
Because he doesn't have any skins, and
I've been playing him a lot. I've been going hardcore in that, but he's fun as shit.
you know, when I was a kid and we had sleepovers, I did this thing called Rabid Caterpillar, and you just climb into a sleeping bed backwards, and this is kind of that. It makes me happy.
Excellent.
Already the name can go so many different ways.
You played a game called Rabbit
Jake,
Caterpillar.
please, because you have to fix this.
Nope.
Uncle Frank involved?
Let's leave it. Let's leave it.
I'm so glad I don't have an Uncle Frank.
Oh, what a day.
Pajamather looks sick. As someone who's been playing Abathur a lot, I want that skin now.
Yeah, because they don't have an Abathur skin yet. So...
Just the tints. Just the variations.
Tints. And it's funny because at one point they were trying to sell those tints off as like, look at these skins for Abathur, and everybody's like, look at those tints for Abathur.
Yeah, nice try. Yeah, but they are pretty good tints. I will say that. But yeah, we need costume.
Some of our favorite CMs also did some fan art. If you scroll down to the bottom of that page, Jake, you can see how awesome.
We're just gonna progress slowly. We're gonna watch all the videos. I want to watch all the videos. Soft and Zergy. It's a great ability.
Since these videos are long and we can't just talk about the skin.
They're 4 seconds. They're 4 seconds.
Abathur is fun as shit, guys. He is not as bad. Like, he can actually make shit happen. I've been going like this push style with like focusing on Locust and soloing a lane, and
Void Nap.
there's a lot of backdooring you can do. Just take out their before you've taken out anything.
I kept having LZ Gamer in a couple of my games, and I kept seeing him hide in these bushes and be like in an area where people could easily kill him. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, LZ Gamer, you're so bad, like you're gonna get us all killed. And then all of a sudden I look at his XP, and most other Abathurs, their XPs are like 200 or 2,000 when everybody else is at like 10,000, and he was equal, and actually our team was ahead in XP, which is not something you normally run into with an Abathur.
Wow, that's really cool.
You have to be super aware of what's going on around you when you're doing that, which is like why I think Abathur needs to be that super high level hero.
So I just want to point out, I love how the Abathur. I think Tim.
Pajamathur, you mean?
Yeah, Pajamather. I'm sorry. Tim is truly a genius when it comes to art.
Yeah, man. I literally it was funny. Like a week and a half ago, I was like, "What are you doing right now at work?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm playing with crayons." He was being serious.
This one is very cute. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, it's Spyrian, yeah.
He's the guy that
Yeah.
turned me on to Witch Doctor. He's the god amongst men,
Yeah.
and he's actually really good at drawing, apparently.
Yeah. This is beautiful. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna assume it's a lollipop.
That's probably just a ball.
It's a lollipop.
Okay.
Apparently, your
There's no
volume is
stick.
too loud, Jake.
But this, what's wrong?
Your volume's too loud, apparently.
My volume is too loud.
That's what the chat's saying.
Ah. The sound volume?
No, I'm assuming
Your
they meant your
volume compared
mic.
to our volume. So just
I'll turn it down.
Just shut up more.
Shut up more.
stop talking, really. I mean, the rest of us can carry this show.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, you are the level 10 here.
Let's move on to Hogger and how much
Moving on.
we wish he was in the game.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, somebody that's just like a part of the community did the model for that. I was reading into it. Pretty good. Not bad. He just did it on his own. I was impressed.
Wait, so was that announced by Blizzard? Or...
No, not at all. It was someone just made that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was part of Blizzard's April.
No,
Fool.
not at all. Someone just made that. I was pretty impressed with that.
Damn.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Hoggers eventually one day will be a hero game.
I certainly hope so.
It was Triceron. Credit to him for that. Pretty
What a
good.
boss.
Yeah.
What a boss. Well, let's move on to Heroes Outcast, which is a link that I hadn't checked out yet, so I'm gonna open it before I talk about it.
Oh no, you haven't seen
Oh
it?
my god, it's amazing. It is so good.
So let's
they
just
took the idea of like, a pay-to-win model game, and they made it into a fighting game, and they have these incredibly obscure characters who are filling up the ranks of it. And I think the best picture, if I remember correctly, hold on, I need to pull up the link. There's just Mankrik's wife is just dead on the ground.
it's just a grave.
I got a good chuckle out of that.
Well, this shit looks cool.
And they have a 32 button fight stick that has
Ergonomic stick.
it's an ergonomic 32 button fight
Well,
stick that's got 3 credit cards.
Let's hold up. Let's read through this a little bit. It says down but not defeated. They're underdogs. Also Rans. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm just stupid, but someone else read this. Corey, go.
Oh, I gotta find it. Ugh,
It's right here. It's right
The
here.
punching bags for the
That's too
so-called
small.
good guys, but now their days of being pushed around are over. The Misfits are taking control. Choose your favorite Blizzard outcast, gear up, and get ready to kick some serious ass. With such people like Deckard Cain,
So,
Olga,
look at
Olga, Mankrik's wife,
Look at
Vivi
this
Raynor,
Baneling
who's
just
Jim
running
Raynor's
in.
dead wife, a battle cruiser,
I thought that was
Just look at this is
analogy.
a Reaper, and Gaemon. Or Gaemon? Gaemon? I don't know.
I don't know. Observer versus Spirit Healer. There's just
So
no
good.
one there.
Pretty well done. I like it.
This is pretty great. I love it.
I mean, they have these descriptions
This
with basic
the one
moves.
Section, the one section, the game is rigged. You could use the matchmaker to find an opponent of equal skill, but where's the fun in that? For the right price, the Outcast matchmaker will put you in the ring with opponents who have 0 chance against your skills. Happy brawling.
It's just
This
brilliant.
stuff is just too close to the truth.
It's good. Blizzard's freaking always been amazing with their stuff.
Their April Fool's jokes are always the best every year. Like, look at this fight stick. I mean, I know you're talking about it, but like the 3 credit card slots, prints out the receipts.
So good.
It's brilliant. Is this a cup holder? What is this?
I would
It's a
assume
very
so.
tiny cup holder.
Yeah. I don't really get that. As a fan.
No,
No,
it's
that's
part
just
of
a massive stick.
No, that's a
Okay.
hole for your keychain, so you can just put it on your keys and.
Yeah, there
Makes
you go.
perfect sense. VGA input. It's pretty sick.
Alright, well, we've been playing a lot of heroes lately, guys. Let's talk about how we've been feeling about the current game. Did any of you guys try out any new heroes this week that you weren't either a fan of or you just hadn't gotten around to playing?
I played a lot of Sergeant Hammer this week.
She's so good.
Yeah, I'm actually liking her more and more the more I play her.
Like-
Initially, I was like, oh, she's kind of mid-tier, but she's moving up. Gotta
You
learn
never
how to use that
use
siege
Q.
mode.
You never use Q. You use mines only to slow people
No.
down, so your executioner does more damage, and you just buff all of her trait and auto attacks,
So-
and then get napalm and advanced napalm, and you win.
You can actually be very successful in using siege, and we've found that in the last couple
Yeah,
nights.
I use it like here and there, but for the
You
most
definitely
part,
have to. It's a huge learning curve to it, and there's so many places to mess that up. And,
I'd still say she's a tier 2 hero.
yeah, no,
but
she's never gonna be.
She's
not in
definitely
her
lots
current
of
state.
fun. She's
Yeah,
definitely lots of
she's-
fun, and
I've actually
she's
been carrying
much
a
better than people
lot of
think.
solo queue with her.
I don't ever solo queue. I refuse.
Yeah.
I've not done any solo queue in like almost a month.
It's pretty unbearable. I
It's
will say
rough.
that.
Yeah, I would agree. It's not. I think it's probably one of the biggest problems with this game, just because like solo queue, the game is so objective based that solo queuing is so frustrating.
Yeah. And that's why I really like playing her as solo queue, because you have bribe, you can push, and when you get into battles, if you position yourself correctly, you can do a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
She doesn't have the greatest escapes, which is the only thing, but with her super long range, once you get like napalm strike, you don't really have to overly commit.
Yep.
So that's why I play her on solo queue.
I've been playing Barbarian a lot. A new build that Idris showed me. That's lots of fun.
So
You
you
don't
go-
actually get anymore.
Oh really?
Oh, you get the whirlwind, right?
Berserker mode? No, Berserker
No,
mode.
not
Oh,
Whirlwind.
Berserker mode, right, yeah.
It's a slam-based build. You don't put any talents into the whirlwind upgrades.
Oh,
You just
okay.
focus on maximizing your damage and your W. And with the other ult, I forget what it's called, Wrath of the Berserker, I think.
Yeah.
You can put out lots of damage and be extremely tanky. And she's a lot more fun, and she's a lot better too.
Is
moved
the
her up an
upgrade
entire
at
tier
20
for
or,
me.
is the upgrade at 20 worth it for the Wrath?
I usually just get it because the other ones.
I noticed it was like an extra maybe 25% CC reduction and something else, but I wasn't sure if it was worth it.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's-
messed- she's
I mean-
free this week, so I'll be playing around with her some more.
Most of the level 20 talents are meh to me. So,
Yeah.
like, it's never like, oh, I can't wait till I have Fury of the Storm. No.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I really... Fury of the Storm, I feel, is only good on, like, maybe 2 heroes, and Tychus being one of them. Tychus with Fury of the Storm is ridiculous. But past that, I don't really like it.
Yeah, pretty much all the level 20s are underwhelming.
That's
Not
true.
Bolt of the Storm. Not Bolt of the Storm. Where's my buddy Trixler? He's gonna back me up. Bolt of the Storm is amazing.
You think
A
so?
40-second flash. I'm done.
It's longer range than Flash, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Bolt's pretty good. I get Bolt on a lot of heroes when I can. But some of the ult upgrades are just too good.
Anyway, Jake, who
else
you been
have I
playing?
Mainly supports. A lot of Tyrande, just because I want to get her alt skins. I think Malfurion has a ton of potential. A lot of people think Malfurion is not that good, but I think he has a ton of potential. I'm gonna prove you guys wrong. Okay?
Some
Okay,
no's in the
let's see
audience
if you're
here.
let's see if you're on the right track. Which ult do you get?
Huh? I usually get Tranquility.
Nope, you're doing it wrong.
It's so good.
Her Q already does like the most healing in the entire game. You don't need another heal.
No,
The
no,
silence-
I was talking about Malfurion. Malfurion.
Yeah, his Q
Said-
heal.
You said
already
her.
has the
You said
nice-
her.
Said
yeah.
her, so I was like, who's he talking
Excuse
about?
me, I apologize.
Yeah, but it's not
I still think
AoE.
Malfurion- Doesn't need to be AoE. The silence is what, a 3-second silence where no one can use any abilities.
1,000 damage
you-
and 3-second silence. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I've never
You know
even
how
tried
many
it,
times
honestly.
Demon Hunter or Falstad gets away? Guess what? With the 3-second silence, they're not getting a tumble away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try it. Sounds good.
You should
Yeah,
definitely
it's
try it.
super, super strong.
Same with Tyrone or Tyrande.
Tyrone Day.
Step it up, Tyrone.
Most people get the shit. What's that ult called? Don't count that one, Corey.
Oh,
Um,
why that?
Oh, everybody gets Starfall, but
Yes,
the
the-
Shadow Run, or what is it called?
I forget what it's called. Shadowstalk.
Yeah, Shadow
Shadow
Stalk.
Stalk. That is super good. I've been using that on her.
Even like people just look at it and go, "Oh, it's a cloak," but most of the time it's gonna get broken immediately. It's like I think it lasts 8 seconds, and you get a speed boost for 4 seconds. That's just huge.
Looks Tyrande and all of her allies on the map for 8 seconds grants 30% move speed for 3 seconds.
It's pretty sick.
Wow.
So if your team is going to go fight an objective,
Yeah.
bam, everybody's in position immediately. And guess what? And here's the topping on the cake. It affects mount speed.
That's absurd.
pretty good.
See, the thing is, I've never been in like a full pre-made, and I could see that being insanely good in a full pre-made, but in a pub, no way. It would.
Yeah.
No one's gonna make use of it.
See, I just use it in a pub just to get away.
Just disclaimer: anything I say is for like pre-mates. I don't.
Right.
Really know that
I mean, most of my experience is like solo queue or queuing, like duo queue with Corey, and I don't see that being as useful in a solo queue.
I haven't been playing Heroes as much lately. I only get on when I have a full 5 stack. I don't just like log on and see who's on anymore. Because I get too frustrated with pubs.
Yeah, that's fair.
I play regardless because I feel like there's going to be times when I'm not going to be able to have a full 5 teams, and I'd rather just keep playing the game and learning things. Like, that's how I found out that Tyrael's Hand of Providence does ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still not.
And most of the time when I can play, everybody else is, like, asleep because, you're all kids and I have a grown-up job.
Wow. Okay.
You're rude.
Except for Jake. Jake's got a grown-up job.
So does Corey.
Kidding,
So does
kidding,
Corey.
What?
I don't know what Corey's job is, so I didn't want to say.
I work 40 hours a week, sir. Just
Yeah, but
because,
you have flexible hours, so you can work.
And you eat
I
Lunchables
work-
for dinner.
I work 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day. It's not flexible. It's the same, sir.
I didn't know
Sir?
you worked. Really? I thought you worked
Sir.
later. So I always saw you up pretty late. Anyway,
Well, I don't sleep much, so that's why.
that's why. Okay, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
You just hurt me. You just hurt me bad.
Zoe
So,
pulled
but
a big
I-
part out of my wire here.
So this is good.
But Gazlowe's the character that I really want to learn. Gazlowe seems like a ton of fun.
No, just a flat no.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I
go ahead,
see.
let's
I
hear it.
see why
Well-
he's good, and I see his potential. He's
that
so good at
looks-
jungling. He's so good at splitting. But until level 16, he just has no presence in team fights. You
Yeah.
have to build a comp around Gazlowe, and I hate that so much.
Well, I'd say he's useful in team fights at level 10. Once
He's
you get
okay- he's
his
more
heroic,
useful.
once you get his heroic, yeah, he's good.
He's more useful. But
He has some, yeah.
like on a map like Cursed Hollow, where you're at level 10 is when someone's gonna usually have 3 tributes.
Right.
It's unless the Gazlowe happens to spawn right next to it and can get his turrets up. It's just such a hard fight for the Gazlowe team.
That's true. Yeah. That's
You
very
know,
fair.
The way that I want to phrase how I don't like Gazlowe is as long as you're smart about positioning, he becomes ineffective. So Gazlowe is as good as your enemy team is bad.
What could they do to fix that?
Well, the only reason is because his heroic plus the stun, the AoE stun, you can time it so that everything goes off like you get pulled in and stunned.
Yeah,
Just
right.
now AoE stunned. It's not it doesn't need to be fixed. It's just you just have to play smart against it.
You know what? I
Well,
think could be
Now a Gazlowe might be able to lure you into a trap with that, but for the most part, as long as you're staying split up and you don't go into areas where you know he's going to be effective, then he's actually pretty useless.
Okay, well, we want to try to avoid that. I would think you don't want heroes in the game by design that are just like the better the other team is, the worse this hero gets. No one's gonna pick him at
Really?
a high level.
what I think would really be
Why
a
not, though?
solid fix for Gazlowe is if they made his melee attack a ranged attack.
Yeah,
I
if
think
he had a
he'd
range
be a lot
attack,
more
I think
useful.
he'd be great.
I think he'd be a lot more better. He's a
lot
he
more better.
melees. Why would he melee? No, that's
His
like
big
giving.
robot on his back is just...
Why it's like giving Demon Hunter a melee attack. Like
All right,
why?
all right.
Why would you? Ugh, he's so squishy.
You should have his little robot arms throw nuts and bolts or something at you.
Yeah, something like that. I really think he should have a ranged attack. That's like so. The first time I played Gazlowe, I was like, okay, let's attack this tower, and I walked up to it. I was like, what? What just happened?
That's why you drop a turret in front of you. I don't know. I think he has utility. I think he has a lot of potential.
No, he's good. He's not a bad hero. It's just that you have to build your comp around a Gazlowe, or you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Yep.
But I mean, I still say
Well-
that's bad game design if you design a hero like that, where it's like if your enemy team hits a certain skill level, then they just completely nullify this hero. That's just bad game design. You wanna have a character where you can force situations, then you can execute that combo. But if it's like if it's entirely dependent on the other team, that's bad.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, as I said, there may lie the ability to lure people into traps in which Gazlowe can then use his whole combo and everybody gets torn to shreds. But if you try, and he will have objective control. Like Haunted Mines Knights, you can't go against it if you know that there's a Gazlowe who's up, who has his ult, because if you do, you're gonna die. Because if your team goes there to go for a team fight, you're going to get caught. There's no way you can get out of that Gazlowe wall.
It's true.
So he does have objective control, and he's able to do things perfectly well. It's
After
just,
10.
After
Yeah.
10,
On
yeah.
some maps, though, pre-10's very in person. They're very important.
Yeah, that's very
look
true.
At, what's the map called? Blackheart Bay.
Yeah.
Having a Gazlowe on your team is like,
Yeah, absurd.
35 guys.
Yeah, it's absurd. He's so good on that map.
No,
saying
you
it
know
was
what?
bad.
It starts to
He's
happen.
bad.
Yeah, Gazlowe's bad
it's
on
really bad. Because
that.
you need to have those level 10 engagements.
No, you need to have the pre-level 10 games.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Oh, just okay.
Like,
That's 'cause
how
the
are you going to
chest- the
fight
chest
at
is fun?
chess? Like, you
Yeah.
you always contest turn-in if you don't have all 10 coins. How are you going to do that with a Gazlowe? Like, yeah, you can put some turrets up, and that's cute and all, but what if, the other team's there first, and he can't get his turrets up in first, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Gazlowe.
I think it's just hard to play right on that map, but I think he has a ton of potential on that map. I don't think he's actually bad.
He's not a bad hero. No, he's very strong.
No, on
just have
Black
to
Hearts
play it
Bay, I
out.
think that's actually his best map. Honestly,
You're silly, Jake.
I don't know. There's so many merc camps, and if you know how to use all of his abilities at full potential, I mean, people don't use his W nearly enough. It's absurdly strong. You can cover so much if you hit 2 people with it. It's just like, I don't know. It's so much damage on their team for so little.
Well, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about the meta. Has any interesting map change or meta change really caught your guys' eye?
Squishy was talking about how, and I haven't really encountered this too much, but apparently pre-made 5 versus pre-made 5 on Haunted Mines, you can't ignore the Grave Golem anymore.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've run into that, Jared.
Yeah, we started going into mines more when we're going up against other pre-mades.
Yeah, and I kind of see, I kind of thought about this all along, like the first one and I think the 4th Grave Golem, or where there's like the biggest boost and they're the most effective. I don't remember exactly.
The 4th one?
I think it's the 4th one.
Wait,
We
I thought
always
the scaling was static. No.
no.
Okay.
No, you're thinking of Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's the one where the 4th thing gets the bigger boost. With the
Is it the
with
4th?
Grave,
Oh, okay.
with the Grave Golem, it's
Yeah. I've
think it
always
was
been
Limo was
going for
saying
the
that it was
first
like
one
the 4th.
and then ignore the second and subsequent ones. Like,
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, the first one is really important.
Yeah.
Everyone gets the first one, and then you just see people completely ignore it.
only against pre-mades. I haven't played today with a new patch, but pre-patch
it's-
we would always ignore the first one if we're going against pubs, but against pre-mades, if we weren't winning the jungle, we would contest or. I don't know
Well,
what the current meta is going to be though, since the patch only came out today.
So what do you think about the patch?
I don't think that's the right fix. I'm glad they've realized that something's wrong with that map,
Yeah.
but I think all they did was scale health, and that doesn't really
Scale
scare
health,
me.
and they increased base health, too.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
I
Because
mean-
usually the phrase first golem is strong, so it's interesting
Like,
to see that they scaled.
They
base.
scaled the base health, which doesn't really make a difference because it affects both teams' golems.
Yeah.
I wish my whole problem was that like, not the first golem was what bugged me, was all the golems after.
Yeah. But
And they
there's
should make
still
skulls
more
affect
scaling.
damage for that.
yeah, I agree.
Well, it's 50 more health per minute now. So that is...
That's not much.
Yeah,
That's
It's
not
much.
it's really not a lot. It's really not a lot at all.
I don't know.
So
I'll have
here's
to play
my
it to
fix.
see.
Here's Shantu's fix for Haunted Mines. Alright? Here's what we do. We take the Grave Golems. They currently go in 2 different directions. Nope, we get them going in the same lane. And not only that, but every time they spawn at the palace. And in the middle, they have a Grave Golem fight.
The problem
And
with that is Blizzard designs their maps to end at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So if the golem's not spawning closer and closer to the base, that kind of like leans away from that
Mhm.
overall goal.
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Fine, they spawn at the first fort each time, or,
And
right at
spawning
the
in the
gate of the first fort. I want a Grave Golem.
And then
You
wait
just
a minute.
want giant rock'em sock'em robots
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
middle of
they
the
go in
map.
the middle and fight, and there's a big ring that spawns, and everyone stands to the side and watches.
No.
Grave Golem uses Smash. Grave Golem 2 uses Smash.
The main problem I have with the mic or the map right now
You
is
do it the mic.
the golem spawns in a random lane.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
the
Well,
problem.
they
the
fixed
main
that.
problem. Well, it's still random.
No, they said they tell you which lane it is now. Additionally, the
Well,
lane
no, it tells
is
you, but
displayed.
it's-
Oh, okay.
It changes each time, which is either a
How's that a
disadvantage. Okay, there's only one knights on the team on the map, and it only goes bot lane. So
yeah,
so
that's
you can,
true.
if you have your golem pushing bottom and then
Yeah.
you take knights,
You're right.
That's a huge advantage.
That's a
for that.
huge
yeah,
point.
okay.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I forgot about the knights. No, that's fair. Okay.
So
So-
that's my
Set
main.
that.
Immediately,
If they're
yeah.
gonna tell you which lane it goes down, then they should fix the knights. I'm not sure the
That's
best.
why
way-
they should both go top lane and have a giant grave golem fight. I mean, come on, it'd be amazing.
They need to adjust that so that there's 2 night camps or something.
Yeah.
Because
Or just get rid of the Knights camp.
Well, then they would
Because
need
the because I mean that's one of the biggest things that was happening. I mean, Knights did get nerfed, and there was a couple of other things about buffing the grave golem. But I mean, that was always the biggest issue: is that the mercs were more powerful than the grave golem. If you don't have as many mercs and you just have siege golem or siege giants, now grave golem's worth something.
I would be okay if they remove knights, but they would need to buff the golem more. Because
Mhm.
right
Yes.
now, I just can't stand the golem. Like, it's like, oh, it's just got a lot of health, but it won't even kill a turret. Like, no, that's not how spending 3 minutes farming skulls should be. It
Mhm.
needs to be like, wow, they have 40 more skulls than us. We're kind of in trouble here. Not like, oh, let's kind of just defend it, and ours will get defended, and we go back to team fighting.
Yeah, that's
I agree.
what I see.
It needs to scale damage-wise, I think is the main problem. There needs to be like an, oh shit, like, if you hit level 10, don't Corey, don't. if you hit level 10 before the golem pushes, you can clear a golem no problem with ults.
Right,
Like,
right.
Even if it's a 99 versus 1, you can clean it up. The
But-
health does not really change that too much, especially if it's only 50 per minute. Like, oh man, that's half an auto attack for a demon hunter.
Also, if you have Tyrael on your team and you have Hand of Providence going on the golem, melts it so quickly, and because Tyrael also can get blood for blood, which does affect the golem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've
15%
heard
health
that's-
gone, and then Hand of Providence, and the thing's gone.
The blood for blood thing is a bug though, and they will be fixing that,
Okay, good.
from what I've heard.
That's good.
So that's not supposed to be like that. But the blood for blood thing is a problem. I don't know. That whole map needs to be changed somehow. I don't like. It's the
my
only
least
map
favorite.
that I roll my eyes at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
And
it.
it was all that was being played on, like, Sunday, which drove me crazy.
That's just bad luck. But yeah, it's the one map I don't like, honestly.
Let's finish this meta talk before we go to our break. Blackheart Bay, we've been doing a cool build where we around level. I think I might have talked about this last week. I don't know if we discovered this build before then or not. At level 9, we take our golem, we bribe our knights, we take the grave golem top on Blackheart Bay, and then we just do a death push. And half the time we can end the game with that push because we'll be hitting level 10.
Wow.
Wait. You bribed the knights at the bottom
No, at the top.
on Blackheart.
And Blackheart, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the golem was up top.
The golem
Well,
is a,
it's near the
there's
top. It's
two-
not the very
there's
top
two
of the map.
knights, and then there's
Yeah.
the golem.
So you take
Okay, yeah.
in their top jungle, yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about.
if we have 2 bribes or we're feeling like we've got a good lead, we'll clear our knights, clear the golem, and then bribe their knights and do a super death push. Half the time we can end the game with this push, and the other half of the time we'll at least take that inner fort. And
Yo,
have
what
a huge
what
advantage.
kind of team comp do you run?
I mean, we run whatever.
Oh, okay.
We're like, there are 3 solid pre-mades right now, and we're the only one that tries stuff out. Like if you guys ever watch Last Shadows team, they run the same 5 heroes every single game. We actually try out cool stuff, and like we were doing, we won a game the other day, 4 utilities and a Tychus. Like,
That sounds terrible.
We won. We won. We change it up. We don't really have a set like
3 tanks and 2 supports. No, it was 2 tanks, a support, an Abathur, and a DPS.
And Abathur, he's his own category. I love it. It's true though. It's so true.
Well, no, just because what you'd have is you'd have these 2 massive tanks. Stitches, Diablo, I think, was what we were running. Then you'd have your DPS, who we were using, I think, Raynor or Illidan, and then Abathur, and then anytime there would be a fight, there would be double DPS and double tank.
we try a lot of comps. We don't really just do this. Like we at least always want 1 tank,
Was it-
whether it's a Kerrigan or one of the main tanks.
Tank, 1 Abathur. Yeah. Anyway, I totally missed a person.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool
3
that
tanks.
it's cool that stuff like that's being figured out already though, because I mean death pushes are going to be a lot of fun in this game, and the merc camps make the game so different in general. So
as far as Cursed Hollow and Dragon Knight goes, I haven't seen too many new metas on those. They're basically the same. On Cursed Hollow, we might have talked about this before. If when you get the curse, if you literally just walk to their front lines, clear a gate, you can go inside their wall and kill all the inner forts. It doesn't matter if the outer forts are still alive. If you kill the inner forts, catapults will start spawning in those lanes.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think needs to be changed, but we've been doing that strat. But other than that, the metas on those maps haven't changed.
Yeah. All right.
That's pretty silly.
Yeah. But let's go to a quick commercial break, guys. We are going to be back in, I believe, 90 seconds, so stick around
Just about,
for more Town Hall. Town Hall.
Town Hall.
Town Hall. This commercial scares me. Welcome back, guys, to Town Hall. Thanks for waiting so patiently through the commercial break. We're not going to talk about subject C and D because they're stupid subjects. Thanks for writing those in the show notes, guys. And let's move.
Saying, PM is not that good.
Okay, Corey with a K, you just got called out.
Yep, I know. No, we'll be talking about that later.
KO.
This is, I feel, it's a pretty important subject. I believe Kevin's the one that came up with it. Do individuals feel a lack of responsibility due to team experience? If one team member is underperforming, do you think the team leveling helps or hurts the individual mindset to do your best? Kevin, since you're the one that came up with the subject, lead on.
Well, I think it's a really interesting question because, and I mean, I know how I feel about the game already, but I'm curious about whether or not, like, the general public, especially
So, Corey,
in terms of the pre-made 5,
Oh wow.
pre-made 5s and whatnot, like, you know, if I'm looking at a pre-made 5, I'm rolling with, you know, 4 other people. Am I sitting here and am I thinking, do I really want to, you know, do I have to be the top of experience? And actually, there's sometimes where I'm just like, you know what, we're running such a good team, like, I might have only have like 8,000 experience and everybody else has got like 15,000, but we're still going to win anyway. So in a way, it kind of does. But you can still see how much experience you've gained for your team. And that's actually what I've been using to gauge myself of how effective I've been when I'm playing solo queue. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm the guy who's at 21,000. You're all sitting at 10,000. I'm way better at Sergeant Hammer than you guys are with
That is
other
very
over.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Me personally, it's like kind of the exact mindset I have in League. Like, if I'm playing in a game of League and someone's feeding, I just kind of like, oh shit, this game's over. Or if I'm feeding, I'm like, well, this game's over. Corey, don't count it. And yeah. But in this game, if I'm behind, like if I'm losing my lane, I can look at the rest of my team and go, okay, well at least they're doing well, and they're gonna cover up my slack, and we're gonna be able to fight once we hit level 10. Or the opposite, if someone on my team's feeding, like a Shamtu, then I can step up my game or realize that the rest of our lanes are doing well, and we're able to recover and not be in a bad spot. So I don't know. For me personally, the team experience makes my. Also, Jake, apparently people can't hear you. You didn't unmute yourself. Oh, I'm looking at X, but you didn't unmute yourself. Oh, you noob.
GG.
Wow.
But for me personally, it motivates me more on either side of the spectrum, whether I'm feeding or someone on my team is feeding. So I don't know. I've enjoyed the team experience aspect of this game.
I mean, I think in a way when I see the team's level and I'm seeing we're behind and I see that I haven't been contributing as much as other team members, then I'm instantly like, man, this is my fault. I've been totally failing my team. But for the most part, like as long as everybody's kind of doing their part, then I'm just, my only goal, and I guess it's only because I really play Diablo all the time, my only goal is don't die, try to be there for team fights.
That's how you
Because
play
if I
Diablo
die,
right.
it's all my souls,
Yep.
and if I'm there for team fights, then maybe I'm helping.
Yeah, that's how you play Diablo right. Since I was muted, basically I repeated what Shamtu said. I more or less agree that I like to use to gauge how well I'm doing. That's about it.
Corey?
I looked at it a little bit differently. I was kind of thinking Browder had put up a post a while ago talking about their thought process. Jeez, that is some loud typing. My God. Anyway, they were talking about their thought process in terms of whether they should do individual levels or not. And
I didn't read that.
It was basically just like, oh, well, if people are in lane, then they're going to stay in lane to get their level higher rather than go to objectives and stuff like that. So they're talking about making objectives more important. Let's see.
Yeah, and it really made a lot of sense because I main support when I was playing League, and I would constantly be running around, throw down wards, going to mid, going back to bot, when my ADC went back to go buy and everything. And I was constantly underleveled. And so they came up with all these talents that, you'd be the same level as everybody else. Or not talents, what are they called? Masteries. But if you took them, then you're denying yourself better masteries. Like, you should be at the same level. But it was still, like, a really difficult thing for me to do. And I really liked what they were thinking. They were like, if you're a support character, why are you being penalized for trying to help out your entire team? And, like, running back and forth and being everywhere. And that's what I really agree with that. It's great in that way.
Yes, but there is still a little bit of an attachment to the lanes, I think, because especially well, I guess you wouldn't really be running support if it was like if you were both solo in the mid lane, but like if you're somebody who needs to float, then anytime you're floating, you're thinking I'm losing experience anytime I do this. So if it's not objective based, you're kind of still pushed towards staying in the lane more often than not. If you're
disagree.
solo. Do you think it's enough of an offset if you can guarantee those kills if you go up to gank or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if that's how the game ends up developing, I'm perfectly okay with it. But if it ends up leaning towards the other direction, then I still think it might need tweaking.
I mean, you should always have at least one person in lane, and if you're going to have roamers, make sure they're in the 2-stack lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're running a Zeratul, don't put them solo lane. That's just silly.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, if you're on Cursed Hollow and you need a Stitches to come down from top to get a secure gank, it's worth it to miss half a wave or a wave of experience. I mean, if you secure the kill, it denies them waves of experience. Plus, you get experience.
That's very true.
for the kill.
That's very true.
Yep. Like I said, if it works out like that, then excellent. Then mission accomplished, because I think that's really the goal that they're looking for, and it's how it should play out. But there is some potential for it to not. We'll see.
So, I mean, I guess if max 3 lanes so far, right? That means you have 2 people that can easily go back and forth between all the lanes without costing your team any experience and roaming for those ganks.
Yep.
I mean, on a map like Dragonshire, when you have to have lane dominance, then yeah, you're probably going to be running 2 top, 2 bot, and 1 roamer in the mid. But for other maps,
Yeah, Dragonshire was what I was thinking of. That's
yeah.
Because whoever you have in mid, if they do need to roam to one of the other lanes, then that's right that example where you're losing out on the experience. So they need to make it worthwhile to go up to get that objective.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ends up not being that way, and people are just, oh, I want to stay mid so that I can get the experience, then it might need some tweaking. But that map's probably the best example of this dilemma.
I think Cursed Hollow. Cursed.
Yo, Cursed is so much more elegant than Cursed.
They actually do.
They do.
Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow isn't incorrect pronunciation. It's just British pronunciation.
Yeah, it's incorrect.
I would agree that British pronunciation is incorrect.
Guys, I have some breaking.
Just so I can upset Metals.
I have some breaking Pajama Thur artwork.
Oh no.
Super Saiyan Pajama Thur.
All right,
Did someone tweet that at you?
No, I saw it on Twitter. They didn't tweet it at me. It's not on Twitter.
That's freaking legit, man.
I like it.
So why was the Jar Jar Witch Doctor artwork left out from the show notes?
Because we were going to talk about it no matter what, because it's awesome.
Okay, good.
Where is that?
Where were we?
Well, let's finish this topic before we do some stupid shit, guys.
I'm sorry.
That doesn't count, Corey. That one's count, Corey.
Just like all the other ones. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my hair is awful. Continue.
That's the end of my point. I think we covered that, honestly. But.
Yeah, as long as you have, 1 person in every lane, and even then, yeah, it is, as Zoya said, it's worth the risk and worth the gamble, because you do get that nice XP boost for the, 30 seconds you're out of lane. I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Especially if it's for objective control or some sort of map control.
Yeah, definitely. But just for ganks, even. I agree with the point that if you kill them, they're going to be out of lane too, so that's huge.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, like, when you run a typical 5-man pre-made, since I haven't played a lot of pre-mades, do you typically have a roam, like somebody roaming and ganking? Like, is that
probably 2 actually?
You kind of put your best roamer in whatever mid lane exists, and then it just, I don't think there's really any set roamer kind of meta that I've encountered with the pre-mades.
Yeah. We actually did a roamer build where we were just all running around as 5. That was kind of fun, but we never we don't run set builds.
But in other games like League and stuff, a lot of the time it's predetermined. Like, okay, I'm bot, top, mid, or
no,
in jungle.
Bot, top, bottom,
that's
mid.
not the case.
In jungle, okay.
No.
See, I didn't know if it was falling into that.
Maybe eventually, but I think objective it'll maybe there will be a set comp that you want to have per map, but right now with random maps, it's just. The way we do our groups is, say Idra hasn't picked a hero that he wants to play in a while. He'll pick first, and then we'll adjust to Idra.
So it's more free-flowing than like a standard. That's great. I think that's a good thing.
We'll get to points where, if I'm the last pick, they'll be like, we need a tank right now, so I'll pick a Stitches or something. But overall, we just kind of run whatever the hell we want.
One other question. We were talking about gauging your performance through the experience.
Right.
How does the roamer gauge this? It's always going to be lower, right?
Well, that's why I don't really pay attention to that at all. That's why.
Okay. So if you're playing a 5 pre-made, 5-man pre-made, then you're not really looking at that number at all.
Well,
and
it
it's
depends.
just how well did your team execute their plan.
Well, that's when you look at a roamer and go, oh, he's got 18 takedowns compared to this guy's 10. Okay. That's where you kind of can keep track of how good the roamer's doing.
That's true.
Okay. No, that answers it. Good.
Yeah, well, let's move on to the epic quest. What makes... There's a trap here. In this Corey, why'd you write that trap? What makes Quest epic? It's kind of cookie cutter, obvious alpha stuff right now. Why'd you do this?
I wrote this one, and I had just got done my second coffee in the morning, so I was just like, yeah.
I was like, what does he mean by trap? And now I see the trap.
Yeah, I thought it said champion or something.
There's 2 traps in it.
There are 2 traps.
But what would you do for
What makes stuff epic? It's kind of cookie cutter, obvious alpha stuff right now. But what would you do for epic quests for certain heroes?
Oh no, the epic quests right now are stupid as hell.
Yeah, I mean, so everybody has the same exact epic quests. Everybody has your first level is 300 kills, your second or 300 takedowns. Your second level is 1.5 million experience, and your third one is win or play 30 games.
It's win 30 games.
Win 30 games. So win 30 games. And I mean, even at this point, your first epic quest is the only one you need to get done because that's your third tint.
I don't really know what they can do to make epic quests feel more epic.
No, I have some ideas.
The rewards are kind of epic. Like, it's like, oh yeah, new skin, new stuff, but the last one doesn't give you anything but experience. That one needs to change. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's like a placeholder for something.
Like, what can you do? Like, oh,
ideas.
you need to gorge like 3 people at the same time. That's why would that be? That's just silly. That's like achievement hunting.
Well, okay, no. I think the idea is that the original hero quests are sort of like an introduction to the character, right? They're like, okay, here's his abilities. Try to make use of them as much as possible.
Yep.
And I think that the epic hero quests, the direction that they should go in is here's how to like start mastering the character. If we like try to
what
put
would you
down.
do?
Okay,
Like, you
all
can
right.
say
so
that, but give an example.
Some examples I came up with. All right, for Stitches, try to land X number of max range hooks on an enemy hero. Because typically, if you're getting a max range hook in a team fight, you're pulling them the furthest distance away from their teammates. And that's a good metric, I think, to look at. Okay, something fun would be gorge an enemy hero and carry them through one of your gates to the opposite side, X number of times. Like, that's a pretty devastating move that you can do. Like, that's something where it's okay.
It's an advanced use of X ability.
Yeah. So it's like, if you can do this, that's good. You should be trying to learn to execute these little combo things that are in the game.
Well, first,
I like it.
that still doesn't feel very epic to me, but I don't think Blizzard will ever do anything like that because it forces you for certain games to pick certain ults or pick certain talents.
I suppose.
That's true.
But you should be messing around with both the ults or the heroics.
I agree with that as well.
You should be playing. All right, so for like Putrid Bile, it could be like force all 5 of the enemy heroes to like land on it in a team fight within a certain amount of time. Anything like that. It should be forcing you to explore the character more and to master certain things about the character. Like, they should be pointing you, pushing you in that direction. I think that's the best.
I like that as a learning experience, but that still doesn't feel very epic to me. They just need to change the name, and they can do that.
It's just the name. Who cares? I mean, it's not a big deal.
Damn it!
I think you're just being pedantic about the word epic more than anything else, but I feel like those are actually pretty good.
Unless he doesn't say champion left and right.
Champion today.
He
Right,
did.
I'm out.
He hasn't. He's been a good. This headphones. Need for Seat. Are they going to sponsor our show?
I like that he muted before he dropped it. Such courtesy. Kev, you've played Sergeant Hammer a good amount.
I didn't think about leaving
Excuse me,
the right
Corey.
direction.
Yeah,
so
your
I
door's-
left.
Just walk to the wall.
I walked towards my bed.
Okay, I guess I'll
Which
just
is right there.
I'll
So
just go to sleep.
you know what? I don't like you guys. Anyway,
Whatever works.
Kev, you've played Hammer a good amount. I thought
Excuse me. We both have.
Okay.
Yeah, but I played her better.
Alright, fine.
Oh, I'm only talking.
Both of you can answer the question. Draining her mana to 0 through the use of her spells only.
Impossible.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That
I've
would be
never
epic hero
ever.
quest.
I have never ever been able to do it, and I mean, I will sit there and just spam all of her abilities.
Is it possible at all?
I don't think you could. Even if you were like just constantly wasting spells, I don't think so.
That's
It
glorious.
would have been a fun quest if it was really hard to do. That would be a fun epic hero quest.
It's not possible.
Wasn't one of the heroic abilities have a really short cooldown?
Yeah, napalm.
But it doesn't.
But it's like it's
One of
30
the only heroic ability. That is the heroic.
It's
Okay.
like 30 mana, and you have like 50 billion mana. It's impossible.
if I'm at half mana,
literally do nothing but spam that ability anytime it's on cooldown, and it just I've never run out of mana.
the only time I'm at half mana is if we have been literally team fighting for the last minute and a half. I'm just spamming every single ability. I'm like, oh man, my mana is getting low. Like that's it. Like,
First world
Wait.
problems.
what the most incredibly overpowered hero is for Cursed Hollow, and it's Sergeant Hammer with improved Napalm Strike, because you can block the enemy team from ever getting
That's
the
so good.
fucking curse.
Because the
Forever.
range is
Because the
massive.
cooldown is
And the
quicker
cooldown is really good.
than
Yeah.
it takes the channel,
channel,
the
yep.
tribute.
It's so
Yeah, but
good.
if you're still doing tributes by level 20, then you're doing Cursed Hollow wrong.
This is true. This is true.
But it's still funny. It's
still
cool.
hilarious.
Kevin, stop trying to cater to the casuals, okay? In the real games, sir.
Wow.
You mean
Anyone
us
else?
catering to you?
To the kings, the gods, the rulers of this game? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny. Something I've heard in a long time.
Anyone else have any thoughts on Epic Quests? I like Corey's change. I don't know if they would actually do something like that, but why not?
We'll see. I think it's
Also-
And Sergeant Hammer and Falstad Epic Quest should give them a mount.
so instead of epic quests, should it be heroic quests?
I would be okay with that. They're not epic though.
What is epic then?
Epic is like
Purple loot.
Epic is like the Odyssey, man. You gotta
Okay.
go on that.
heroic is like when I take my shirt off, and epic's when Kevin takes his shirt off.
Oh god.
I don't even.
Ooh.
I'm not even going there.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Next.
Final topic of the night. Talent tree is pretty stale right now. How much diversity would you like to see? Stick with one role for each hero. Have many small variants, or have two very distinct roles a hero can have, or more adaptive.
Excellent word.
It's a good one.
Say it with me. Say it with me. Adaptability.
Adaptability. Etc. Etc. I think with some heroes they have multiple trees you can go right now, but for the most, I think the main problem with the talent tree right now is it's the alpha. I think by the time
I
we have
realize some of
release,
this is going to be balancing problems for sure.
Yeah.
But like, what direction do we want to see them go in? Like, here's sort of your hero role, and you have like some tweaks you can make to it, or do we want to see some really different things? Like, okay, here's Stitches. He could kind of be an assassin or a tank.
Yep. I want that. I
Or
want
do we-
right. I mean, I want
is it
Malfurion to be
difficult?
like super
is that gonna
nukey.
be- Is that gonna be impossible to balance?
well, let's compare these two different heroes. Demon Hunter, for one instance, she has a set build you go every game, where a few talents will change depending on what comp you're going against. But overall, she will be the same exact build. Versus a Stitches, where you can play Stitches completely differently. You can go for Slam Stun, that works just fine. You can go for Hook Range, you can go for Gorge, you can go for the Fart Ultimate.
Oh.
There's so many different things you can do on Stitches. Personally, I like both of them.
Okay,
I
but
don't know which one I would rather have.
But that's fine that there's a lot of good choices in his talent tree, but they're still sort of building the same character. They're building a tank that has some crowd control. Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to see more diversity where it's like, oh, he can be really scary in a fight but not as tanky, or a tank that's just good at controlling stuff in a team fight?
I mean, they've kind of got that with some heroes. I don't think it needs to be that way with all of them. Like, if you look at Kerrigan, she can be like, oh my god, I just got wrecked by Kerrigan, or like, oh my god, I can't kill Kerrigan. Kerrigan is in that situation where you can build her tanky or damage. I don't think it needs to be that way for every hero, though. I think, like, Stitches should always be a tank initiator.
I would agree with
Just
that.
build them differently.
Yep.
I think there are some heroes that you should have these two major diverse build paths, like Tyrael, for example. You can build him so that you can always get into a position to do Hand of Providence and then wreck the enemy team. Or you can build him so that he's just a tank, the substandard tank that he is.
Wouldn't he need to be really tanky to get in position to use Hand of Providence?
No, because you just tag it to
Queue
the
in,
person
yeah.
who's in front of you.
Oh, so you let them be the tank?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see characters like Malfurion be able to be really nukey, though.
Yeah, Malf was actually the example that I was coming out. I wasn't really thinking necessarily a Nuki type character, but I was thinking right now he's pretty much your healer type, but you could have a lot of variants on his spells that either are stun specific, so like you could have Moonfire have a small stun to it. Innervate could have like a slow attached to it if you cast it on the enemy hero,
Yeah.
or you can make all of his spells like healing. So if you what is it Entangling Roots, the stun?
Yeah.
Like if you cast it on
That's a
an
root.
enemy, or no, if you cast it on your teammates, it has some effect, like a healing.
If they're
or, like,
standing in it, they
a
regen a little
speed
bit.
boost or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so you could build him into like a stun locker that has like crowd control mostly, and his healing is not as good, or you can build him into a straight healer, and then his stun locking abilities aren't as good.
Kinda
That
like
would be like
Command.
two. Yeah.
I kind of wish Moonfire could get a silence. I think a stun
Actually,
would be
has
overpowered.
a
But...
really good build
Yeah,
for
Stun,
DPS.
yeah, she does. She does. She's really well balanced for both. You can do either or for sure.
Mm,
I mean, she's not like
I
the
just-
best DPSer, but if your team needs a little bit more DPS, she can build in a way. That
Absolutely. And Trisha Aura is really good.
well, you should get Trish Stud Aura no matter what build you're doing.
Right.
Yes.
But maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe they should have something else that does, an alternate. Maybe it does additional shielding to your whole team or something. I think if there's ever a situation where there's a talent that you have to get, otherwise it's the wrong choice, that's bad.
I think that's obviously their goal for sure. I mean, they don't want to have like build this huge talent thing and then it's just like, okay, well, everyone's gonna just pick this here. Like I think that's because it's alpha and they're still working out like how to balance stuff. But how they want people to choose and build those characters is what I'm really interested in.
I don't know. I think there should be a set guideline for each hero. Personally, I don't think they should go
I don't like
too
that.
crazy.
That's boring.
I like being able to jump into a game and then like being able to adapt to how the game's gonna play out based
You can
on
do
their
that.
composition. Well,
You
you're
can
saying,
do
oh
that.
no, you build it this way and that's it. Like there's a guide.
No. I don't want you to be able to go like Malfurion damage one game and then support the other game. Malfurion should always be a support hero. You can just
It's
choose
just
how you want to play support on.
your team. Right.
Yeah, either stuns
I
or
can see
heals.
that.
I don't really like.
That's
I don't want
fine,
to be
yeah,
like.
no. I'm not saying he should be a nuker, but like he could have a very different role of support depending on how you build him. Right now, he's
Well,
kinda
right now
always...
Malfurion's just bad. They need to rework it.
yeah, I guess, but
Saw
you know
that
what I'm trying
coming.
to say.
As soon as anybody mentioned Malfurion, I was waiting for someone just to lay down that, well, Malfurion sucks.
He's the only hero in like unless someone comes up with a creative way for his silence to be really good. I think Malfurion's the worst hero in the game.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
look at
It's
there-
even worse than this.
Well, you know what, Jake? Prove us wrong.
I will.
Good.
I hope. Let's next week our main talking subject will be Malfurion, Jake.
Well, I have a full week where
I will pay him. I will pay him a lot this week too, and we'll have a debate. And
Good.
I'm gonna shit all over your Malfurion.
All right, good. This is my first real week where I get to like dive into this
Heaven
game.
doesn't
So
count. I was proving a point.
no,
What?
you're like buying it's $1 per swear. So I mean the skin
He's in
budget.
double digits now.
The
He's
the
double
skin
When
budget.
did we agree on dollar?
Last week's show we agreed on it. Last week's show.
Archive, son. Snap.
So our skin
Put a
our
dollar in the
skin
curse jar.
our skin budget is pretty good this week already. I love it.
That's like a whole skin. Yeah, that's good.
Well, you're gonna be able to buy a rainbow unicorn at this rate.
I hope our viewers are excited. Someone's getting a
So
sick skin.
Maybe you should do what I do and put a giant text pad in the middle of your screen that says, "Do not curse," whereas mine says, "They're called heroes."
Yeah, I think you should be able to go different routes with heroes. Like I like Stitches, you can go completely different builds, but I don't know. I think
mean,
they
that's
should
what-
be a set class.
That's what I do with Diablo. Is I play him
Right.
pretty I mean, I play him kind of different builds each game depending on what's needed. Like if there's a Nova, then I always go for Spell Shield. However, if there's a lot of CC on their team, then I go for Relentless.
But you're always a tank on Diablo, which I think
yeah,
is how
that's
it
what I
should be.
mean.
I think it's always gonna be that way. Like it's never gonna be able to turn Diablo into an assassin. I don't know if that's necessarily what I.
Not as an assassin, but more damage.
Right.
You can do more
Like,
damage.
Yeah, like-
sometimes
there's like a
I'll
spectrum.
getting overpower charges so that I can get the flame aura on Flame Stomp because it's 60 damage a second for everybody in AoE. And when you're playing Diablo, like, you know, if I mean, this normally happens when I'm playing solo queue, but if you're playing Diablo, you need to clear a lot of camps because your teammates aren't doing mercs as many. I always find that getting the flame aura is really good, and not only that, but when you're in the middle of a team fight, 60 damage a second, when you first get the ability, and then it becomes like 130, 140. It's pretty good, and it stays up until the next flame stop, I think.
I'm not
So-
sure. Yeah, but
It does more damage.
Can you guys tell how hot it is in my room when I have the fan off and the light beaming on my face? Can you see how sweaty my hair is?
she get a haircut.
It looks very nice.
Like, it is so hot. I can't. It's not even summer yet. And I can't stand
Oh,
it.
that Texas.
That Texas. Yo,
About New York City,
So-
it's 50 today.
I can't wait for this skin to come out for Diablo so I can make my Space Jam video because it's gonna be so sick.
Just, I have no words.
Maybe we should be a barbarian, because isn't that what Zoya's been doing with Slam? His Slam build is what
Oh
he's
yeah, okay. You know, at BlizzCon,
been... Call it your jam builds, and call it your Space Jam builds. And then just the entire time, just play the Space Jam theme.
I would watch that stream.
I think there was somebody who did that for another game. I can't remember which game it was, but they got banned.
They got banned.
Because that's all they did was just spam the Space Jam theme.
Well, let's not play the Space Jam theme. I've been itching to play it during the show right now, but I'm glad I haven't.
It's pretty popular on Crip stream for some reason. Whenever he leaves the room, people on Vent that are on his Vent channel, they always play Space Jam. And it's like, pretty funny actually.
That's really
he
good.
comes back and he's all upset. He's like, "Wow, you guys got Space Jam." It's a good time.
That's incredible.
Anyway.
Well, good show, guys.
Yes.
A lot of great subjects. Next week we will be back, same time, same place. Let's go ahead and plug the fan art that we were submitted this week. I believe it was by the same guy who made the fairy dragon.
It was, yeah. Can you link it to me so I can show it?
I don't have
Oh
it.
my goodness.
I don't have it.
I don't
Dead
have it.
show. Dead show.
You have the email.
I don't think it came in an email, did it?
I don't know.
He tweeted it at me. I'm looking for it.
We're terrible at this.
You can follow me at Omega Blackmage.
Yeah, go ahead and start plugging yourself, Corey.
Yeah.
Do it.
Wait,
Yeah.
while I find this.
Hopefully I should be showing up on Jake's stream whenever he gets his computer sorted out, and we'll be doing some casting in the future. But follow me at Omega Blackmage. And of course, check out everyone else's streams. But yeah, you guys will get into that. So go ahead, take it away.
I just posted it in chat, but Kev, take it away.
I've been streaming here and there, but yeah, just follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/sham2, SCHAMTOO. That's all I've been doing lately. Follow me so I get love.
Jake.
Yeah. My computer seems stable. It crapped itself after last week's show, but hopefully I can start streaming again. Like Corey said, we want to probably do some casts and just play the game in general. Might do some Diablo as well. But yeah, Solid Jake GG on Twitter, YouTube, and MLG.tv/SolidJake for my stream.
Okay. And if you guys want to know who I am, you can take a look at this great picture. It describes me well. Boom. This guy is great. I freaking love him so much.
It's wonderful.
We didn't even talk about how I was Jar Jar that heavily. Just like you guys kind of lightly brought it up at the end of the show. And he draws a Jar Jar witch doctor. Like, are you serious? This guy is legit as shit. That one was...
Yo, that money jar, that money jar.
11.
That's great, though. It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great.
You like our budget could almost afford this skin. Because this would be a premium. This would be at least $15 for this skin. It's so good.
So now we have a skin for Jar Jar, which is the Jar Jar Witch Doctor. We have a skin for me, which is Nova Scotian. Now we just need one for OBM and Salad Jake, and we're good.
Salad Jake?
Salad. I got a cold.
Salad. The great salad, Jake.
Great salad.
Do not make a Salad Jake skin. That's not. That's.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me at Twitter at IBDZoya. IBD Gaming, you can check us out at IBDgaming.com. Our StarCraft team beat Root Gaming in the Demos finals, I believe 4-0.
Wow.
Boss status. So congrats to them. You can follow my stream here at Zoya TV on MLG TV. If you guys are interested, I've been playing a lot of Smash and been trying to learn that game. So I might end up streaming that one day. You guys can make fun of how bad I am at it mechanically. So, but other than that, I'll be streaming Diablo, WoW, other dumb Blizzard games here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shots fired.
I will be playing WoW, guys. Yeah.
I can't wait for WoW launch.
I know it's gonna be awesome.
It is. It's gonna be very good.
But yeah, this has been Town Hall Episode 7. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys same place, same time next week. This is where we mute ourselves, guys, because the music's playing.